There is something about picking up a tool that just feels like it was built to survive a war. You grab the handle of this Makita, and it doesn't feel like a piece of plastic toy gear. It has that solid, dense weight that tells you it's ready for a long day of framing or heavy-duty siding work. It's not trying to be the lightest thing on the shelf, but that 11-pound heft actually works in its favor when you're pushing through thick lumber. It stays planted, it doesn't dance around, and it gives you that sense of control you really want when the blade is spinning at nearly 6,000 rotations per minute. Now here is the thing that usually catches people off guard. Most saws in this class are just loud and aggressive, but this one has a certain refinement to the motor. It's got a 15-amp heart that just doesn't quit. You can throw some pretty stubborn material at it, and it keeps that blade speed consistent without that annoying bogging down you get with cheaper motors. And that electric brake. It's one of those features you don't think you need until you have it. You let go of the trigger, and the blade stops almost instantly. It saves so much time when you're making repetitive cuts, and honestly, it just makes the whole process feel a lot safer. What stands out, though, is how they handled the visibility. A lot of these saws leave you guessing where the blade is actually biting, but this one has a couple of built-in LED lights that do a surprisingly good job of cutting through the shadows. It's not just a gimmick. It actually illuminates the line of cut so you aren't squinting or leaning over the tool to see what you're doing. Plus, there is a dust blower built right into the housing that clears the sawdust away from your mark as you go. It's a small detail, but it's the kind of thing that shows someone actually used this thing in the real world before they finalized the design. The base plate is another win. It's heavy-gauge aluminum, which means it's not going to warp or bend if you accidentally drop it off a sawhorse. It feels rigid and square, which is exactly what you need for those long, straight rips. Changing the blade is also a breeze because the motor housing is flat, so you can just flip the saw on its side and have a stable platform to work on while you swap things out. If there is a downside, it's the cord. It's 10 feet long, which is decent, but in a busy shop or a crowded job site, you're still going to be tethered. It's a corded tool, so you're trading that freedom of movement for raw, unlimited power. Some might find the weight a bit much after a few hours of overhead work, but that's the trade-off for a tool that feels like it'll last for a decade. It's not flashy, it doesn't have a bunch of unnecessary digital screens or fancy connectivity, but it does the one thing it's supposed to do better than almost anything else in its price range. It's a reliable, no-nonsense machine that just gets the job done without any fuss. If you're looking for a saw that you can beat up for years and still expect to perform like it's brand new, this is pretty much the gold standard.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.